He said it without meeting my eyes. His voice cracked, but the words were sharp. I don't want people to know you're just a hairstylist. The air went still. My hands were still damp from washing dishes, the soap clinging to my knuckles. Just? I repeated. He sighed, heavy and tired. Then the colder words cut through. I'll say goodbye. The door closed behind him. I didn't chase him. I stood in that silence, not as a wife abandoned, but as a woman finally awake. Backstory. I met Daniel 5 years ago. He walked into the salon like a man who owned the room, but he softened when I touched his hair. We laughed. He said I made him feel seen, not like the others who only wanted his money or his name. He was tender back then. He brought me coffee in bed, whispered promises of forever, convinced me that love didn't care about status. I believed him. But promises, I've learned, have an expiration date. The shift. It started small. A pause before he introduced me. An awkward laugh when his colleagues asked what I did for work. I noticed the way he polished his shoes longer before family gatherings, the way he lingered at his brother's side, basking in their wealth. Then one night, as he stepped out of the shower, his phone lit up. A message from his brother's fiancée. Don't worry, she'll never fit in with us. He didn't deny it. He didn't even fight. He just stared at the floor. That was when the switch flipped inside me. I stopped being his wife. I became his reckoning. Calculation. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I smiled. When he filed for divorce, I signed. He thought it was surrender. It was strategy. I knew the wedding would be the crown jewel of their family. Daniel's brother marrying a celebrity? Every headline, every flashbulb would be theirs. Their dynasty cemented. But people forget, a hairstylist is an artist. I know the power of appearances. I know how quickly a perfect picture can unravel with one wrong detail. So I waited. I stayed quiet, invisible. While they toasted champagne, I built my silence into a blade. Execution. The morning of the wedding, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Calls, messages, begging. Their perfect bride had fled hours before the ceremony. Some whispered scandal, some whispered fear, but I knew. The woman had cold feet long before today. I'd seen it in her eyes when she came to my salon months ago, desperate for a change, asking questions about escape. I hadn't pushed. I'd just listened, planted seeds. Now she was gone, and the clock was ticking. Daniel's brother, their mother, even Daniel himself, one by one they called me, voices cracking, pleading, please, we need you, just this once. The irony tasted sweet. The woman they deemed unworthy, the hairstylist they dismissed, was suddenly the only one who could salvage their empire. The wedding. I arrived at the venue in silence. Their eyes widened when they saw me step from the car in the gown they provided. Desperation had stripped them of pride. Daniel couldn't look at me. His jaw tightened, shame and fury mixing in his face. I didn't speak to him. Not yet. The ceremony unfolded like theater. Cameras flashed. The world believed the bride was radiant, devoted. They didn't know the truth, that she had walked away and I had taken her place, not as a pawn, but as a queen holding the final move. When the vows were spoken, I did not say yes. I let the silence stretch. Whispers rippled through the crowd. The officiant stumbled. And then I spoke, my voice steady, carrying through every corner of that gilded hall. I cannot marry into a family that calls me just a hairstylist. A family that taught my husband to leave me because of shame. Today was meant to celebrate love, but all I see here is pride, pretense, and fear of the truth. Gasps. Cameras still clicking. Every mask in that room cracked at once. Daniel's mother lunged forward. His brother's face drained of color. And Daniel finally looked at me, regret burning in his eyes. But regret has no weight once respect is gone. The downfall. The story spread faster than fire. By nightfall, every outlet carried the scandal. The runaway bride, the jilted brother, the ex-wife who exposed them. Their empire wasn't celebrated, it was ridiculed. The celebrity bride released a statement the next day, confirming what I'd implied. She'd run because she couldn't bear to marry into rot. Daniel called me once more. His voice broke on the line. "Why did you do this?" I almost laughed. Why? Because he thought leaving me was his power. Because he mistook silence for weakness. Because he forgot who I was before I was his wife. I hung up without answering. Resolution. Now, when I stand behind a chair, comb in hand, I see more clearly. I am not just anything. I am the woman who watched, who waited, who struck when it mattered most. They taught me shame. I taught them consequence.